Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me, I think I've got my thing here. There. Yeah. Welcome. I am here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in before I come on. I'm happy to do it. I try to do 12, but I don't always. It just depends on the day, the topics. But your questions, your comments are very important to me. And that's really why, so we can go through the news together. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. If you are watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there, and I timestamp them as I go. So you've always got that option right there. I just want to thank everybody last night for the, we had a great time at the Patreon Tarot Social for members. The theme was the glitch in the matrix. And we talked about all kinds of, from that, I was talking to my father afterwards and I said, I figured out kind of the line I'm walking, and it is spooky, but not scary. That pretty much explains kind of my thing. But also, and I'll change this graphic soon. I still have not heard back about the other winner. So anyway, I'll be changing this as of tomorrow. These will stay the same. This will stay the same message-wise. These two, hopefully, I'll have other things to announce going on here. I think that's it. And Kathy says, I wonder what color autumn will grace today. Well, it is Sunday. It is just the 25th. Yeah, it's Sunday. Sundays are blue. Okay. I'll go through this again for anybody who doesn't know. Sundays are blue. Mondays are orange or brown. Tuesdays are purple. Wednesdays are green. Thursdays are kind of yellow, gold, or brown, something. Those 2 days look kind of like that. Friday is black, white, or gray. Saturday is red or pink. It doesn't always stick to that, because sometimes what I set up, once I get on camera, the whole thing falls apart. It doesn't work, so I'm kind of stuck. So sometimes I've got to do stuff last minute. But generally speaking, it helps me be able to be on 365 days of the year without constantly running into, when did I wear that last? What could I? It really helps having at least a touchstone. Sorry, I don't know where that came. My tongue just decided to go over there. A touchstone every day. So today is Sundays, blue Sundays. That's kind of how that works. Okay. And Ricky says, in the star of the show, the inspiration behind the movie Willow. Oh, I loved that movie. Boo-Boo's and Kitty, who I just did the little lump right here. I just put him in the blankie, so hopefully he'll be happy. And last thing, thank you, Sergio. And last thing, I just wanted to mention today. Yes, I was just sorry I got out of the shower, so my hair's still wet. No nails today. I cut my finger. I'll be fine. But I cut my finger. But I have to tell you, I have a Band-Aid that matches my shirt and the overlay today, because out of the blue, my father came home one day. He was like, "Oh, I had to go by the dollar store, so here," and he gave me he got me Wonder Woman little Band-Aids that are the perfect size. These cute little things. So I have no nails today, but I have this little Wonder Woman Band-Aid that I absolutely love. So anyway, okay. I'll read your questions. Thank you, everybody. Sherry H says, be still, my OCD heart. It makes me happy when I see others who color coordinate their life. Raising the vibe tribe. Hashtag raising the vibe tribe. I like that. It just makes life easier. It really does. And yeah, I color coordinate the business in a completely different way. But then I have daily colors as well. So it just makes life easier. Yes, Dr. Nancy. Thanks, Dad. Yes. So, Joanne Smith, question: are you accident prone? Not more than I think most. It's just you see me every day. But was this from something boneheaded? Yeah. I got new scissors. I got new scissors a few weeks ago because the old ones are just shot. And so I was washing it, and I was used to extremely dull scissors that couldn't cut anything. And as I washed it, I wasn't paying attention. I ran my finger over it, and yeah, like, okay, gotta remember, new scissors. It'll be fine by tomorrow. Anyway. Sergio says I color coordinated, but it's all black. Well, that's what I used to. I used to wear black all the time. All the time. So, Joanne Smith, ouch. Yes, well, I'm good. Thank you, Joanne. What was that up here? Dave was saying, I've never been able to predict what color you're going to wear. Only twice in years that we wore the same color. Oh, that's funny. Claire's saying, love it, good father. Meg is saying, so sweet. Okay, all right. So, hello, Flora. Good morning from Australia, says Flora. Good. Well, good morning, afternoon from Chicago. So, B. Smith is making the live today from Ireland. Oh my gosh, this is great. Eileen says, glad to see I'm not the only person to have done that. Oh yeah. Lady Eva wears a lot of green. See, I love learning more about you. So, the last thing I'll say, because it was funny. I have to thank Pamela, who is almost always at the Creative Sprints live stream in the afternoon on the Creative Sprints channel from 4 to 6 p.m. And you're always welcome, by the way. Just bring your creative project. Where we focus on our art and, and then we just try to encourage each other. But she also comes by the live stream. And I don't often see her in the chat, but I guess she sees it, now and then. So last night I was doing my makeup because until yesterday I owned no eyeshadow. So I got this makeup so I could wear makeup for last night's. It was a thing. It was a theme. And I was trying to get it to work right during the creative sprints yesterday. I was watching videos on how to do this and went through the whole thing. And Pamela was kind enough to ask, where's your link to Patreon? How do I find Patreon? And I said, the links are in the description box on all of the Black and Orange live streams, all the videos, links in the description box. I said, thank you, thank you for that. And she wrote back in the chat to everybody, she said, yep, 4 hours of you a day just isn't enough. Everybody just lost it laughing. So thank you, Pamela. It was very funny. It was very funny. For what it's worth, you don't hear much from me in the afternoon live streams, and here I tend to go about an hour and a half. So it's not that bad. But anyway, that was funny. 4 hours of you a day isn't enough. Thank you, Julie Saint. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Makes a difference. Okay. Kathy Delisle says black sets off the cat hair so nicely. Dragon Lady says, I thought it was Paula who asked. Didn't I say it was Paula? Didn't I say? Sorry if I didn't give Paula credit. Oh, and Ellen Snip. Oh, you got your finger on scissors too. Yep. Oh, thank you, lucky girl. All right, I will. Let's do the thing. Now we've talked, we've chatted, we've laughed, we cried. I did cry last night. There was one point I was I'll keep all myself together. So anyway, let's do the actual questions. All right, 10 minutes in, because I've been yammering. Okay. So the first question for today. Noting that it would be disastrous for Trump to allow New York AG James to take him to trial, experts are weighing in. Wait a second, why can't I? So I've got a little bit of a problem there. Where? There. There. Okay, I got it. I got it sorted out. Noting it would be disastrous for Trump to allow Attorney General James to take him to trial, experts are weighing in that the only way to avoid that may be Trump throwing his own kids under the bus. Are we in for an Eric-shaped speed bump soon? I was listening to Midas Touch this morning, the legal breakdown of lawyers talking who read through the 200 plus page affidavit. I don't know what that's called off the top of my head, but they read through the whole thing, the indictment, and they said that Eric is apparently particularly exposed in this, but they all are. And basically, I agree with Midas Touch. We need to stop calling them children. They're adult children. Adult. They made their own things. And Bill Barr, oh yeah, Bill Barr chimed in. Bill Barr has gone out there and said that she's just completely overreached. He said, I know that because she's gone after the children. And it's just like, Who is letting that jerk on camera still? Really? Have several seats, Barr. All right, so is Trump going to be... they signed it. Dr. Nancy said Michael Cohen said it was Don Jr. on Midas. Oh, okay. Yeah, Betty Harper. Children? ? Absolutely. Wanda Joe Chandler. Yes, they are responsible for their choices. Exactly. Oh, wait. I missed a comment. Jay Brumley says, oh no, Trump needs to be adjudicated for his crimes. Yes. Jay Brumley says the former guy needs accountability for once in his life. Oh, from your tappy fingers to God's ear. And Lucky Girl says, you can call them Sniffy's ill-gotten offspring. Grift and Grift Jr. The Grift Juniors. So, where's Trump? Where's your energy? I had a lovely evening last night. I've had some good days. I had a nice hot shower this morning. Feeling good, spending time with you. And now I'm looking around for Trump. Looking for trouble. Where are you, you big baby? Sturm and Drang. I'm sure it has other references. It means other things, but I know the term Sturm and Drang from art history, which was a German art movement, because Sturm and Drang means storm and stress, and it would basically be paintings where it was this great upheaval and massive storms and sea and or whatever else, but it was this art movement, Sturm and Drang. And yeah, and that's just that and from Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet, like somebody else wrote it, and signifying nothing. That's what I'm getting. He's just making a lot of noise. He can't bully his way out of this. Try as he might, much as he wants to. Dave says, get your sage handy on him. I hear you. 10 of Cups. Oh, the happy family card. Yeah, right. Did you hear, or did you watch or hear about the interview with Trump Jr., where he was saying about how tough his father is toward him? He was like, oh man, that's Dr. Nancy angst. Yes. But it's just it's a lot of normally I get kind of a I can get kind of a Charlie Brown's teacher in the background. This isn't even, it's like nobody's listening. He is ranting to anybody who will listen, and most people aren't. CC Ryder, old interview, new interview. I thought it was in the last month. Anyway, 9 of... If it was anybody else, I would have felt sorry for him. I mean, part of me felt sorry for that piece of him. It just, the rest of it's heinous. 9 of Pentacles. I'm really rich. You're really not. Scatter. It doesn't like he says, okay, I'm going to throw the kids under the bus. I'm going to blame it on the kids. He just starts throwing everything at the wall. Once he realizes this you can't do what he's done before to get away with this. And he gets even less sleep, and he's even more, his narcissism just gets worse and worse and worse. This is at least this is two of the 3 older children, although it can mean all 3. They're facing in different directions, but not entirely. They're not exactly back to back, but they're just, so it's kind of everybody kind of moving, looking in different directions. Sienna Rose used to call them the Trumplings. It's kind of like the Griftlings. There we go. The Griftlings, they're going to have their own legal advisors, and who are going to say, no, I'm here to I don't care about your family, I care about you. And they might actually listen to their lawyers, unlike Trump. Yes, Cat Shepherd, exactly. I feel sorry for the kids they were, but not the adults. Children don't choose the parents they're born to. Exactly. Exactly. It was so stupid to take those classified documents. But I don't know if you've had the misfortune, I hope you have not had the misfortune to deal with a narcissist, because wowzer. It's like, no, this person can't really be like this. This person can't really be that bad. Oh, yes, they can. 3 of Wands, seeing what comes in. There's also talk that since Trump sold the Washington, D.C. hotel, it may have been just for the money, because they're having such financial problems inside Grift Co. So watch for Trump to start selling off properties until he's down to Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago. So it's like, Strength, Four of Swords, King of Swords. Prosecution doesn't have a leg to stand on. The argument against him is strong. Yeah, I'm just getting you're done. Dunzo. Finish. Yeah. So, I'm so sorry you guys had some of your parents were narcissists. That's just, whew. And Dr. Nancy, traumatized by my ex-covert narcissist. I'm so sorry. Betty Harper says, I didn't choose my parents, but I also made a decision not to become my parents. Oh, I won't read out the others who are saying it was your parents. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So at 22 minutes in, Trump said in the day of him being indicted, I don't think the people of the United States would stand for it. I think you'd have problems in this country, the likes of which perhaps we've never seen before. The media will say that you're attempting to incite violence with that statement, the host warned Trump. Seemingly unconcerned, Trump blithely repeated the threat. That's not inciting, he insisted. I don't think the people of this country would stand for it. Trump believes that there will be an uprising if he's indicted. Will there be? Oh, I'm so sorry. I had things go well for you, Dale. Three of Cups. Well, when he's indicted, the majority of the energy is going to be the likes of us who believe in democracy going, yes. Yeah. C card, yes, it will be rejoicing. Rejoice, rejoice. Three of Wands. That's investigation against the sitting pretty. Yeah, he's the IRS is coming for him. The IRS is coming for Trump. It just is. That's just going to happen. DOJ in Georgia, Fani Willis, etc., etc. Maybe eventually even Coward Bragg. But there'll be an uprising. I'm not getting an uprising here. It's like you're waiting for an uprising. You're hoping for an uprising. But I've got investigation, being held legally accountable. And you think you're sitting pretty, but the majority of the energy is yay. Jeff is saying that Mary Trump said would run out of beer if he was indicted. Okay. Old money members at 25 minutes in. Old money members of Mar-a-Lago are leaving in droves, apparently. Old money members are leaving Mar-a-Lago in droves after the last election as MAGAs swarm, quote unquote, the club. How long will the gilded-camo facade last? Quote, I mean, this is a new class of people coming in. These true Trump believers that have the bucks and tend to be a vulgar kind of redneck types and wouldn't be welcome in Palm Beach otherwise. Class is garbage. Oh, thank you, Annette. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Oh my gosh. A vulgar kind of redneck type. I'm sorry, I just thought that was so funny. Come, Martha, we're leaving. We're not going to be around these vulgar sort of redneck types. Oh my gosh. Is this going to hurt Trump's bottom line? It just feels like 3 cards. Two of wands. Oh, well, it doesn't send the right kind of message, does it? Oh, Kristen, thank you. Oh, you do so much for the channel. Thank you. Moon, King of Cups, Ace of Cups. This is the least of Trump's problems. This is Biden's DOJ. This is the raining on his parade. This is the upset from everything that's happening. This is the least of his problems, but it definitely feels like it's hurting him financially. What a shame. Lisa says Trump's bottom line is already hurt. The well is dry. That's why everyone is leaving. That's true. Paula says, "Oh, the Clampets were cool. Clampets were cool." Look, I'm quoting them turning on each other. The Clampets were cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Thank you. Yes, Kathy Delisle. Oh, lovely. Martha, pass the Grey Poupon. Oh, better yet, she'll get it to go. Oh, the riffraff. Oh, the riffraff. 9 of Wands. Again, Moon. Kid Rock and Star. Yes. Definitely hurting his bottom line. And but Trump, he just needs as much attention as he can get. I mean, it was, who was it who was saying, what's his name? Howard Stern. Howard Stern was saying that, he's known Donald Trump for so long. And he said, Donald has always had this deep-seated need to be the center of attention, no matter what. And gosh darn it, if he didn't manage to do it, he got his wish. So, but Deborah Cagle saying my camera's out of focus today. Can you go down to, is there any kind of, looks like a little gear to turn up the, something like 360p? It should be able to go up to 1080p. I'm hoping that will be clearer. But Peg Sanders says, I'm a vulgar redneck type. I wouldn't live at Mar-a-Lago even if Elvis came back. The line, there was a line in the first Avengers movie back in 2012 where Tony Stark and Steve Rogers are arguing, and Tony brags, I'm a playboy, philanthropist, genius, billionaire, whatever. And Steve Rogers, who was thinking about the Howling Commandos, who he was in World War II with, he said, I know guys with none of that worth 10 of you. That's how I feel about this whole at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, they are beneath us. Really? You're pretty low down yourself. You're a member of Mar-a-Lago. You're feeding this attempted destruction of our democracy. Please. I'm hanging out with. I don't care. I don't care if I don't drink, so I don't care if it's beer or champagne. I don't care. I'm good. So, Okay. Okay, good. So you guys can see clearly. Good. Lady Eva says they couldn't pay me enough to go there. Yeah, I just no. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Michael Cohen, 32 minutes in, Michael Cohen believes, based on the recent Hannity interview, that Trump's mental health is falling fast. Is he correct? So I was trying to figure out exactly kind of what this referred to, because Trump's physical health, like, is he getting dementia? I'm not picking up on that per se. He's a 76-year-old guy, and there's no, I hope I'm in, good mental shape when I'm 76, but I know, having seen members of my own family, you can start missing a step here and there, and I'm not perfect now. So I haven't, he has his issues, but his mental health, as far as his personality disorders, plural in my opinion, but what do I know? They're getting worse. Paula says, I think his properties are gaudy. Yes, they are. I was talking about you at the beginning. Thank you. You really made everybody laugh yesterday, including me, and that was great. Thank you. All right. Trump's mental health. Trump's mental health. Mental disorders. Ten of Wands. Well, you put enough strain on anyone with any kind of mental issues, and the issues tend to I think of them as kind of small cracks in the engine, and you start running the engine harder, and it's those faults can really start being a problem. And I've been very open about my own issues. So please never think I would make fun of somebody for having a mental illness. I mean, glass house much, but I'm not a raging narcissist. Narcissism has never been my issue. Page of Wands, Temperance. It's worse behind the scenes. It's a good thing he may have Truth Social, but it's still not quite the same as Twitter. It's worse behind the scenes, and it's going to get worse. But this doesn't feel debilitating. He's just awful, and he has no healthy coping mechanisms. So Isabel saying 45 is in a panic. Who was that? Lisa Carolyn said his disorders have disorders. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, lucky girl. Dr. Nancy is saying stress kills. Think of his high blood pressure. True. Okay. Oh, good, Deborah. It worked. Changing the settings. Good. And a poo kitty meow. Paulus is just not as many people covering for him now. Okay. All right. Trump's lead lawyer. Basically, his lead sucker, Christina Bobb, Trump's lead lawyer during the Mar-a-Lago search, who has appeared in court for him on numerous occasions, now claims she was never his lawyer. As she goes to host news programs on far-right channels. I was never his lawyer. Nope, not me. Okay. Are all the rats abandoning the ship? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Jump off the Trump-tanic. I mean, talk about people who are abused, yelled at, and then not paid. It's just lawyers. Are the rats abandoning the Trump-tanic, as 'twere? Lady Eva's asking, wasn't she the one who signed that paper saying that Trump had given everything back? I am not sure. I know there were 2 female lawyers that were involved in stuff around that, so I don't know which is which. Disappointment. Very disappointed. Because these people, they don't have the experience or the backing that better lawyers have. But they're hoping that they can forever, put a plaque or whatever, former lawyer to the president of the United States or whatever, lawyer to the former president of the United States. But this is blowing up in their faces. Oh, the victory, the victory, the victory. But on the defensive legal problems, we haven't even heard that much about the JFK Jr. people who were in Dallas. I mean, I'm sure they're still around, but you don't hear about them. There's definitely it's not a full landslide yet away from Trump, but there are lots of little rocks and the occasional boulder that's starting to roll down the hill. It's not a full landslide yet, but it's not good for him. So that makes me happy because I do not want fascism in this country. Renia says it's eroding. Yes. Trileche says Bob is the one who signed the papers. She will be disbarred. Grandma Rose Homestead said she was on the team, but she wasn't the main lawyer. Okay. Diana Cachet says, yes, she signed the document. Bob said she only handled election issue. Yeah, like in the Willard Hotel on January 6th with Giuliani during the fake elector scheme. Yeah, there's I could do 3 cards on her specifically. Christina Bobb, Trump's a lawyer. No, I was never his lawyer, never his lead lawyer, just not me. Christina Bobb, what's going to happen to you? Rack and ruin, that's what it feels like. Thief. Seven of Swords. Devil, Emperor, Five of Pentacles. If she doesn't despise him now, she will. Give it time. This is anger at the Emperor, the energy, the Thief card. I'm guessing he didn't pay her. I don't know, but she ends up the poorer for it. You'll give it time. She will despise him. Lady, get in line. Throw a rock. Oh, yoy. Lisa Carolyn, I barely knew him. Yeah. He got coffee for me. Yes. Former president, what's his name? Yes, he would get coffee for me. I barely knew who he was. Yikes. Kathy Rollins says, cards are telling the truth. Yes. Yeah. All right. At 41 and a bit. Oh, Roger Stone. How I've not missed you. 41, 30. And the role of Roger Stone will be played by Oswald Cobblepot. Roger Stone is complaining about guilt by association concerning this week's January 6 hearings. What? As we learn more about his involvement, will he ever face charges? Roger Stone is complaining about guilt by association. Okay, there's a link here. I've got to double check this. Eh? What? Oh, looking as smug as ever. Share screen. Chrome tab. Ta-da. Oh, good grief. Roger Stone complains of guilt by association ahead of Wednesday's January 6 hearing. Okay, and yeah, Wednesday is the 28th, and that has been the talk. Okay, you can still see. Good. Notorious GOP dirty trickster Roger Stone lashed out on Saturday ahead of Wednesday's public hearing. Quote, as the House Select Committee investigating the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol enters the final months of its inquiry, panel member Jamie Raskin, Democrat of Maryland, teased Friday. Okay, why is there a quote here? CBS News reported. Why not just say CBS News reported that as the... Why would you quote that? That's just bad. Okay. CBS News reported that as the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol enters the final months of its inquiry, panel member Representative Jamie Raskin, Democrat of Maryland, teased Friday that the panel would likely reveal more of its findings related to longtime Trump ally Roger Stone. According to a report by Politico, committee aides in August traveled to Copenhagen, Denmark, to review documentary footage related to Stone. A team of Danish filmmakers followed Stone for over 2 years, over a period that included January 6th. Wednesday's hearing will not be in prime time, but instead will begin at 1 p.m. Eastern, which would be noon Central, which means we're watching it together, which would be doing anyway. And so Stone lashed out. Any claim or assertion that I knew in advance about, participated in, or condoned any illegal act on January 6th is categorically false. What a mealy mouth thing to say. Any claim or assertion I knew or advance about, participated in, or condoned any illegal act. Well, if he doesn't think it was illegal for them to try to stop the certification of the electors, well, then, yeah, he wasn't out there. He wasn't inside the Capitol building. As far as he's concerned, have several seats. Have a seat for you. Have a seat for your Nixon tattoo. So, Roger Stone. Regina Brown. Roger Dodger. Hello, Karen. Oh, man. Diana is saying guilt by association. In legal terms, it is called conspiracy or accomplice. Yeah. Heather Formosa, quote, and here is the film of me saying this. I said, let's get out of town before we are arrested. Yeah, I think I saw that clip too. Mm-hmm. Roger Stone. I mean, I know I can be clumsy, but I'm getting a mental image of him taking a step and like tripping and falling on his face into like some mud, and like picking himself up and trying to walk, and his toe catches on another like groove or something or little thing in the, and he down again. It's just every time he gets up and tries to walk forward, he trips and falls on his face, and trips and falls on his face. Oh yeah, Karen. Yeah, I read on that yesterday. They have a direct connection from the White House to an insurrectionist on January 6th. My White House switchboard. I read about it yesterday, and I was surprised. We were all surprised the strength of the energy of that, where there's something about it that is huge and important. And no matter how much I try to reach back in my, try to reach that energy, it's like, oh, come on, it's got to dissipate. I mean, it's just one thing about so many, but no, the energy is like solid. It's like a cement. Okay, now I'm getting a mental image of those, those tombstones that are like a cut off obelisk. So they're square on the bottom, and they go up, and then it like starts to want to be an obelisk, but then it's like rounded at the top, but it's a big honking piece of stone, but it's a gravestone. I'm not getting a sense of a dead body, but anyway, I'm getting that mental image about that phone call. So, all right, fruits of labor. Roger Stone. Chariot. They are coming for you. And he doesn't have a legal defense. And there's judgment. Oh boy. Okay. So you are potentially in legal trouble. I don't often do personal readings, but if you came to me and it's like, oh my gosh, I need a personal reading, I may be in some legal problems with the federal government. And I'd say, okay, let me look. And then I see, all right, seven of Pentacles for the card for the reading. And I'd be like, okay, well, that's fruits of labor. So if you have evidence that can clear you, just get everything well organized, that will definitely help. And then one side or the other doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. But this is a big, showy, important thing. And then there's a big old judgment. So either the judge, all of that are wildly corrupt, or what did you do? Wait, don't tell me. It doesn't feel like the judge is wildly corrupt. You got problems, Stone. And they're all self-inflicted. Karen Conroy saying it's rain and evidence. Hallelujah. Yeah. No. Okay. So, Karl Rove. We read on the nicest people, don't we? 50 minutes in. Karl Rove. says the GOP has gone too far. They may want to take a step back. Rove says that the current Texas abortion laws are too extreme. Will Abbott and company listen? No. Nope. But I'll look at it. Yes, Eileen, and no pardon in sight for Stone. Exactly. Abbott, Karl Rove says it's gone too far, which is a lot nicer than what I would like to say to you, but that's what's going on there. Will Abbott and Co. listen and go, oh. The energy's a big Diana says, yeah. Says the man who tried to have Clinton removed for having an affair. Not that the affair was okay. It was not. But Empress, women, you have kicked the hornet's nest, haven't you? Moon, huge upset. Tower. Oh, you've got women angry and voting for Democrats. King of Cups. I don't get anything about Abbott changing his tune. I get very angry women voters and allies of women's reproductive freedoms. You kicked that hornet's nest. 3 major arcana right there, and they're ugly. This is ugly. This isn't even just the tower going down. This is absolute chaos as the tower goes down. And please tell me that's Beto. Please tell me Beto's getting in. But no, they're not even here. So yeah. Diana says Abbott is doubling down. Weezy Squeezebox is too extreme for Karl Rove. I know, right? Okay. Let's look at Hey Funny's question, which I don't entirely understand, but I'm going to see what I can do, because your questions are very important to me, and I'm grateful for you. Okay, so Hey Funny's asking, okay, will the true puppet masters finally be exposed and held accountable? All dark money manipulating behind the scenes, etc. Will it take a revolution to unseat them? I personally, I think a lot of the world is more boring than we'd like. I don't know that there are puppet masters we don't know about. At least not many of them. But let me see what I can pick up. You know, nobody died and made me omniscient, so we'll read on the collective energy and see what the cards say. Sorry, a little bit of singing. Hermit. Page of Cups. Hierophant. 8 of Swords. There will be increasing laws to try to reform election law, that sort of thing. Young people are coming up, and they are the ones making the big difference about the future of the government. So the power of the big money, dark money, is going to get weaker, the effect, but they'll find new ways to con and grift, and the politicians will find new ways to con and grift and all of that. So But young people are coming. Dave says it's a long, hard slog to raise others' consciousness. Better just raise your own vibration. Exactly. Exactamundo. Kathy Delisle says, I see it as Mickey trying to stop bucket carrying mops from flooding his castle. But, all right. Let's go to, we've got some questions on Russia, Ukraine, and women's rights. Okay. So at 56 minutes in, 56, the Biden administration has communicated directly, privately, at very high levels to the Kremlin that any use of nuclear weapons will be met with catastrophic consequences for Russia, that the United States and our allies will respond decisively, and we have been clear and specific about what that will entail, unquote. Will Putin listen? See, the problem with him going through with his threat about nuclear stuff is he wants that land. So, well, threatening Putin is not necessarily a good thing, because sometimes he just sees that as a challenge. 5 of 2 cups. Putin is very frustrated that he just cannot bring the West down. And it's like, well, this whole democracy thing, as ugly as it can be, maybe if you can't beat them, join them. How about some actual elections? Just a thought. Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, 6 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, in his fantasy life, Putin sees it as, oh, that's a challenge. I'll just show them. Tell me not to do something. But in the reality, he's having enough problems. He is really having enough problems. He's, last I heard, was it official or unofficially, Putin wanted to raise 1.2 million soldiers for the war effort. And it's like, from where? Young people are fleeing, or suddenly have bone spurs. Yeah, he's in a mess. I'm getting a mental image of a spider web, a great big oversized spider web, and he's stuck. So, Aileen, I don't read on Baron. I don't read on minors, but thank you for the question. I did read on him once, just because the question was, is Baron safe? Will Baron be safe? That I don't feel like is an invasion to just, is a vulnerable human being safe where they are? And I got a yes. It's like, okay, that's all I wanted to know. That's all. Well, that was the question. So other than that, anyway, okay. Oh, this is a good look. 5930. 5930. Amid anti-draft and war protests, Putin has reportedly fled Moscow. See ya, suckers. For his secret palace near the Black Sea. So you have fled Moscow, but you've gone somewhere near the Black Sea, where the okay, anyway. Is he finally realizing his mistake as his dissenters grow in number? Whoopsies. No takesy backsies, Putin. Easy squeeze box. Hasta la vista, baby. Well, Heather was saying, I believe his residence is in Sochi. It could be. My understanding, he has multiple properties, but yes, very, very, very likely. Putin, hey. Thinking maybe this was a bad idea. Because that's the difference between Putin and Trump is Putin has the energy of a serial killer. He's awful. He is a nightmare. I would not wish him on anyone in any way, shape, or form. But he at least has some practical streak in him. What's actually going to get the job done, what's actually going to work or not work. It's pretty far buried because absolute power has absolutely been corrupting absolutely. Four of Swords, failing, war effort failing, weapons failing, Queen of Wands, Eight of Swords, Devil. Yeah, he knows it's bad. He's very much trying to think this through. How can he save face? What can he get? If he negotiates now, can he keep Crimea? Can he keep part of Crimea? How can he get the best deal he can? Because yeah, it's not new that he's thought that. He's definitely a contingency person, but will you finally go, hey, this was a bad idea? Three of Swords. Very bad idea. 10 of Wands, 7 of Cups. I don't know if he's accepted it yet, but that feels like complete Russian defeat. Complete Russian defeat. And for the record, don't mess with Ukrainians. Do not mess with Ukrainians. Roxana Lee is saying, "Wow, what a powder keg." I think that is a very accurate description. Okay, Martin Winter was asking at 103:30. 103:45, 103:45. After 4 Ukraine regions joined Russia by election, will Putin be able to force Ukraine or the West to peace talks by nuclear threat? Won't do it but a bluff. Will Ukraine give up those territories? I think that's really the question. Will Ukraine give up those territories? And it feels like a big old, heck no. Mary Huddleston says Iran's security forces. Mary, the next question's about women's rights in the description box. So. Will Ukraine give up its territories? Over my dead body, because they've literally decided this is worth dying for. And they've already given up so much. Ukraine give up Crimea and these other territories. And why should we? We are going to win. Lady Eva says Ukraine is not budging, and they do have the upper hand. Talk about David and Goliath, yes. And now Putin's really in a bind because Russia was able to keep Putin was able to keep himself in power and keep Russia from being attacked in certain ways because of this facade of we have this massive military and et cetera, et cetera. And the reality is it's just smoke and mirrors. So Putin really needs to worry about the long term. On the defensive. Moon, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups. I've got happy families at the end. I've got war. I've got, this is the chaos of war. I've got the Putin, the far right. Putin here on the defensive in the chaos. And in the end, I've got safe, happy families. And it's Cups, which is the more liberal, like Ukraine. Also, this chakra is suddenly feeling tight. Callie's saying, heck no. Plus, they want all the territory back that's been annexed. World. The world recognizes our right to our land. Putin, you can go whistle. And Putin is super swanky wherever he is, and then making decisions, but Russia's going to lose. That's what I'm getting. Big energy. Russia is going to lose. The who's the wahor. Anyway. All right. 107. Debbie Joyce had a question. And also Mary Huddleston was saying something as well. Okay, so Debbie Joyce's question, let's say 7:30. Would you please do a reading about the war on women in America, Iran, Afghanistan? Okay, Mary Huddleston is saying, will the protest in Iran lead to improvement of women's rights? Okay, well, let's look at Iran specifically. Let's start there. Okay, will the protests in Iran lead to an improvement of women's rights? Because they are definitely taking their lives in their own hands. Because there are women who are burning their hijabs, walking around, nothing covering in their hair. Oh, thank you, Gerardo. Iran. Wow. I read on a lot of places around the world, and I'm used to there being an air of sexism, but the Russia, I thought the Russian people had a really bad case of race, or not racism, sexism, well, possibly racism, I don't know, but of sexism. But wow, Iran is a whole other level. So it's the women protesting, but it's just a solid blank wall of men. Just Two of Cups. Oh, but they have the women have allies. Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Wands, Chariot. Whew, big change. This has some sticking power. This is the government response, where they're trying to figure out how to quell this, how to get around this, or just wait it out. But this is this is a turning point in Iran. And here, that's big movement. And it doesn't feel necessarily negative. This is definitely going to have a positive effect on women's rights in the long term. Let's see here. King of Cups, allies, 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 allies. Nine of Cups, Queen of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Young men who want their mothers to have more freedom, autonomy. Iran, even if they can quell this for now, the trajectory is not in their favor. The overall, the ultimate trajectory is moving toward equality. Yeah. 111. Debbie was asking, would you please do a reading on the war on women? I'm getting a nice try. Like Wonder Woman in that meme of her standing next to Donald Trump and putting her elbow on top of his head and her saying, go ahead, grab it, see what happens. Just want to live their lives. Just want to lead their lives. Not be controlled. Fruits of labor. This is a property card. Availability for jobs to get out into the workforce, and certain men are trying very hard to stop that, to reverse time, and time doesn't reverse. So it's bending toward equality. There's definitely, certainly with Pluto right at the end of Capricorn. I mean, if there is a sign that rules patriarchy, it's Capricorn. So big dad of the zodiac. So in the short term, this is being kicked up so we can deal with it. But in the long term, no, there's going to be there will be more equality over time. That's just how this is working. So. All right, I've read on 13 questions today. It is 1:29 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel, do creative sprints. I mostly sit there working on stuff, and then in between, I will join Sarah, and we'll kind of cheer you on for a few minutes. But trust me, if you watch this and you watch over there, you're not going to be spending 4 hours a day with me. You aren't. This is like an hour and a half. It's an hour and a quarter, hour and a half, and then little bits. But anyway, thank you for being here. And I think that's about all. But don't forget, you're not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right, so hang in there. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow.